Hey, English learners! Welcome back to the Speakzeno English podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real, everyday conversations. I'm Jara.
And I'm Alex, and this is the kind of place where you can relax, listen slowly, pick up natural English, and leave the episode feeling a little lighter.
Yes, a little lighter, and honestly, that feels very right for today's topic.
Oh, very right, because today we are talking about one of the most important emotional support systems of modern life, coffee.
Ah, coffee. Beautiful, loyal, warm, sometimes stronger than our willpower.
Honestly, yes, some people drink coffee because they enjoy it, and some people drink coffee because without it, they should not be allowed to speak to anyone.
Oh, wow, we started strong today.
We did, but honestly, tell me that is not real, right?
No, it is very real. There are people who look awake in the morning, but nothing inside has actually started yet.
Exactly. The body is there, the face is there, but the soul still buffering.
Yes, still buffering is the perfect phrase.
So today's episode is all about this question. Why do we love coffee so much?
Because when you really think about it, coffee is not just a drink, right?
Right. It is a routine, a comfort, a little pause, a survival tool, a social plan, a personality trait for some people.
Yes, for some people, coffee is not a beverage, it is a lifestyle with a mug.
A very serious lifestyle, protected at all costs.
So in this episode, we're going to talk about why coffee feels like more than just coffee, why it can feel comforting, why coffee shops feel so special, why some of us are maybe a little too dependent on it.
Maybe, fine, a lot too dependent on it, thank you.
And we're also going to explore why coffee is often tied to memory, mood, routine, and even identity.
Yes, because this is one of those small, everyday things that can say a lot about the way we live.
And as always, while we talk, you will also hear useful English words and natural expressions in context.
Right, this is a B1 to B2 level episode, so do not worry if you do not understand every single word the first time.
Yes, just relax and enjoy the conversation. You do not need to catch everything. Listen for the feeling, listen for the ideas, and let the English come to you naturally.
And later in the episode, we will also have a calm little word tour where we go back through some of the most useful vocabulary and phrases from today.
So, if you have ever said, "Please do not talk to me before my first coffee,"
or if you have ever spent too much money in a cafe just to sit there in peace for 1 hour.
or if the smell of coffee alone can make your whole mood softer.
Then yes, this episode is for you.
And actually, tell us in the comments, what kind of coffee person are you?
Simple coffee, fancy coffee, iced coffee in every season, sweet latte that tastes like dessert?
Or tea person secretly listening to this episode for no reason?
Now that is a good question.
It really is. We want to know.
And if you enjoy learning English with us through calm, natural, everyday conversations, do not forget to like this episode, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves coffee a little too much.
Or someone who says, "I can quit coffee anytime" while making cup number 4.
We all know a person like that.
No, you're not wrong.
And honestly, that's what makes coffee so interesting.
Yes, people get surprisingly attached to it.
You know, Jake, I really think coffee is one of those things that looks small from the outside, but feels much bigger in real life.
Yes, that is such a true way to start, because when people say they love coffee, they are usually not only talking about the taste.
Right, they're talking about the feeling around it.
Yes, the moment, the pause, the comfort of it.
And I think that is why coffee becomes a ritual for so many people.
Yes, not just a habit, but a ritual, something you return to in a very personal way.
Exactly. The same mug, the same smell, the same corner of the kitchen, the same little silence before the day begins.
That is so real. Some people do not even realize how attached they are until they cannot have it one morning.
Yes, then suddenly the whole day feels wrong.
Not wrong, spiritually broken, Jake. I'm serious.
No, but really, there is something very comforting about coffee.
Comforting in a quiet way. It does not need to be exciting, it just makes life feel a little softer.
Yes, and I think there's also a kind of familiarity in it.
Familiarity, yes, that feeling of knowing something so well that it starts to feel safe, trusted, and almost part of you.
That is true, and when life feels rushed or messy, one familiar little thing can calm you down more than people realize.
Exactly. And speaking of survival, can we talk about the morning version of people before coffee?
Oh wow, yes, that person is fragile, very fragile.
Such a relatable thing, though. You wake up, you're technically alive, but not fully available.
Exactly, you are physically present, but mentally you're still somewhere between the bed and the kitchen.
Yes, not fully back to the world yet.
And then, after the first few sips, the caffeine starts to kick in.
Yes, that moment when it actually begins to work.
Your brain feels clearer, your mood starts to come back. You stop looking at the wall like it personally offended you.
That is painfully accurate, because before coffee, even simple things feel harder than they should.
Like replying to good morning?
Yes, you were like, is it?
Exactly, and that is where dependence comes in, right?
Not in some huge dramatic way, just in the very human way of, oh, my body really notices when this is missing.
That is a good way to say it.
People do not always want to call it dependence, but they know the feeling.
The headache, the low energy, the weird sadness.
The feeling that you're somehow behind and the day hasn't even started properly yet.
I skipped coffee once because I was running late, and by mid-morning I was irritated by everything.
The light was too bright, the room was too warm, someone near me sounded too cheerful.
Too cheerful is so funny.
It was offensive at the time.
See, that is what coffee does. It quietly protects other people from us.
It really does. And honestly, I think part of the comfort starts even before the first sip.
Yes, just making it already changes the mood a little.
Exactly. And that is why I think one of the biggest reasons people love coffee is the routine around it.
The whole process, boiling the water, hearing the machine, opening the jar, pouring it into your favorite mug.
That first smell rising before the first sip even.
That description is calming.
Because it is. It feels soothing.
Yes, that word fits so well. Soothing is not dramatic happiness. It is more like your system settling down a little.
Exactly. And I think people need that more than they realize.
Tiny little moments that tell the body you can relax for a second.
And there's something about holding a warm cup with both hands that feels almost childlike in a good way.
That is true. It makes you feel protected somehow.
Yes, and then the first sip comes, and for 1 second, everything slows down.
I think that is why people get so attached to their coffee moments.
The coffee matters, yes, but the pause matters too.
Sometimes the pause matters even more.
And coffee is not only a morning thing either.
Sometimes it shows up right in the middle of a hard day.
Those cups feel different.
Because some coffee is just coffee, but some coffee arrives when you are tired, stressed, or overwhelmed.
And somehow that one cup can feel like a pick-me-up.
Not a huge change, just a little lift.
Yes, a little lift is sometimes enough.
And that is the magic.
Coffee does not solve the day.
It just makes the day feel a little softer.
And maybe that's why people love it.
Not just for the taste,
But for the feeling,
the warmth,
the pause,
the comfort,
the memory,
and that one quiet moment.
when everything slows down.
And life feels just a little easier.
Chloe, look at this. The Eiffel Tower lights up every hour at night. We have to see it from the Trocadero and then race to a Bateau Mouche for the river view. It's going to be epic.
I saw that, Liam. It does sound spectacular. a real Parisian icon known for its dazzling beauty and romantic atmosphere.
Wow, I wish we could teleport there right now. Imagine zipping from museum to museum, hitting all the patisseries and seeing every single arrondissement.
It certainly has its appeal, rushing to see everything, but there are also benefits to a more relaxed pace, We could just wander through the Marais, discover little cafes, and really soak in the city.
But wouldn't you ever want the thrill of a packed itinerary to conquer all the major sites and feel like we've truly done Paris?
Perhaps for a day, my friend, but for the most part, I'm looking forward to savoring the moments. And who knows, maybe I'll discover the best croissant in a tiny hidden bakery while you're scaling the Arc de Triomphe.
Maybe you will, Chloe, and maybe I'll bring you back a macaron from the top of Montmartre.
That sounds like a delicious peace offering. Until then, enjoy your meticulous planning, Liam.
I will, Chloe. Thanks for dreaming with me.